Y'all out here cooking, man.
Today's debate is straight fire from Speaker's Corner, courtesy of our friends at Soko Films. GodLogic goes head-to-head with a Muslim apologist over the Injeel in Muhammad's time, and things get spicy. Stick around till the end. I'll be sharing 3 key takeaways you don't want to miss. Let's dive in.
All right, so just for clarification, so the Injeel is what Jesus was preaching orally, right?
Correct.
And then the New Testament that they had in Muhammad's time in the 7th
Correct.
century.
Yeah.
So what we have is the Injeel
In a general sense.
In a general sense, okay.
Correct.
So the majority of what we have in the New Testament is the gospel, is the Injeel.
In the sense where obviously we'll have to decipher what is historically accurate or not. When it comes to the initial gospels, Mark obviously being the earliest, we have no issue of doing a general confirmation of the parables, of the teachings found in there. But yeah, so and we're also obviously going to use the Qur'an as a criterion, as I mentioned, chapter 20 of the Qur'an.
Where does the Qur'an say that you use the Qur'an to tell what the Injeel is?
Yeah, so if you go to chapter 20 of the Qur'an, verse 133, bayyinatun means clarification over the previous scriptures.
All right, can we get that verse there?
Yeah, of course. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقالوا لولا يأتنا بآية من ربه أو لم تأتهم بينة ما في الصحف الأولى. Right? And a specific word in Arabic used bayyina.
English.
Yeah, they demand if only he could bring us a sign from his Lord. Have they not received a confirmation? But the same word can also mean a clarification of what is in the early scripture.
It says confirmation.
Right, but if we go into the tafsir.
Wait, what verse is this again?
Chapter 20 of the Quran, verse 100.
Bayyina, that means manifestation of what they have.
And Ibn, yeah, just give me a second, guys. And Ibn Kathir,
I know you love me. I know.
Just give me a second, brother.
I know you love me.
And Ibn Kathir mentions the same exact verse, same exact chapter. If we go into tafsir, anyone can open up. Right now, he mentions. Let's go to it. 1 second. Let me pull it up. All right.
2133, right?
Yeah. So, the Quran contains information about the people of the past that tells of their events from times long ago, and it agrees with the authentic information in the previous books concerning these matters. The Quran is supervisor over these books. It verifies what is correct and explains the mistakes that were falsely placed in them. So that specifically mentions how the Quranic author is aware of biblical details, many times edits biblical details, such as the account of Solomon, such as the account of Moses, account of Jesus, and directly omits them, which means that the Quranic author is aware of these details.
Okay, so just to be clear, so it says, and they say, why not has 2133, right?
Yeah.
Why not did he bring to us a sign from his Lord? Has not come to them evidence of what is in the scriptures of the former.
Correct.
So it says that what the Quran is bringing is evidence in their scriptures.
Yeah, but you're assuming that the word has univocal meaning.
Why are you taking it to mean that it's like fixing it when it doesn't say that?
Because the earliest exegetical work, such as Ibn Kathir, clarifies what is meant by it.
So if you're, I'm just confused. So
Yeah.
if the Quran doesn't say that, now we could agree that the Quran doesn't say that it's coming as a clarification or fixing what is in the scripture.
If you assume a
right?
univocal meaning, then yes. But
Okay.
because it's equivocal,
Okay.
it's gonna have to be the case where it has an equivocal definition,
Gotcha.
and by the earliest understanding, we can match that meaning.
Okay, so if we go to
Yeah.
for example, in 1094,
Let's talk about it.
right? It says that if you are in doubt of Muhammad about what we have revealed to you, then ask those who have been reading the scripture before you.
And who are those who read the scriptures, logic?
The people of the book,
Who?
the Jews. And the
Okay,
Christians.
that's wrong. That's
Oh, it's
incorrect.
wrong?
According to our earliest exegetical works, such
What's
as
he supposed to
Muqatil
do?
ibn Sulaiman, Ibn Abbas, and Ibn Kathir, they clarify that those who read the scriptures are those rabbis and Christians who were non-believers who became Muslims after
Okay,
they found
but-
after they found Muhammad in the
So they're
scriptures.
Jews and Christians, right?
who are Muslim.
Oh, but
They are
it
Muslim.
doesn't say that they're Jews and Christians, correct?
No, like do you know Abdullah bin Salam?
Of course, he converted, right?
Okay, so he's a Muslim.
Yeah, but
who was
well,
Jewish.
Yeah, so
who
he was
Christian.
exactly. So he was a
Correct.
Jew. We got Christians, right?
Because
so it
he
says,
found Muhammad
so just
as
1 second.
Yes.
So the people who've been reading the scripture before Muhammad, who are they?
Abdullah bin Salam and other
So these
readers.
are Jews and Christians, correct?
No, at the time of the revelation, they were yeah. Just give me a second. They were Jews and Christians
this is amazing.
who converted to Islam,
No,
and
it
that's
doesn't
why.
say that.
Just give me a second.
It doesn't say that.
Just give me a second, logic. Who converted to Islam after who converted to Islam, and the verse was revealed on their account because
what?
after they became Muslim.
Why?
Because they saw Muhammad in the scriptures.
Okay, boom. So what's their source for making sure Muhammad was a true prophet?
The Old Testament.
Exactly. So it was the Old Testament that verified Muhammad's prophethood, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if he wasn't in their scriptures, they could have judged Muhammad as a false prophet, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So then what's the judge on Muhammad's prophethood? Is it the Quran or is it the previous scriptures?
Yeah, so because the statement in 1094 is going to be something known as a conditional impossibility, because the condition of Muhammad being in doubt, as for our narrations, is impossible, because the same narration that
What are you saying, boy? I had so much doubt I wanted to kill myself.
No,
Just give me a second.
It gives you, okay, go
Just
ahead.
give me a second. The narration that we have states specifically.
Speak a little slower and clearer for me.
Yeah, the narration that we have specifically mentioned that Muhammad was never in doubt and he didn't go ask. That's what we have specifically.
We're not asking about that.
Just give me a
That's not
second.
the argument.
Let him finish.
Let me last the point.
All right, go ahead.
Which means that 1094 is something known as a conditional impossibility to convey the message that Muhammad is in the scriptures. The reason we know this is because if I say, for example, if I had wings, I could fly. Obviously, I can't have wings, so I'm saying it because I'm conveying the message
But if you had
that
wings,
I
you could
can't
fly.
but it's impossible.
So
it can't happen.
hold on a second.
Right.
So with your statement, you're communicating that if you had wings, you could fly, right?
Correct.
So you're conveying a truth. You're conveying a truth.
The condition is impossible.
But it's not the reality of the situation, right?
Yeah, no, it's the condition itself is impossible.
No, it's not. God can give you wings, couldn't he?
Yeah, but obviously,
Okay, so it's
it's
not impossible.
From a naturalistic point of view, I'm speaking.
Okay, but it's not.
Is Muhammad being that possible?
It's possible, of course.
No.
Okay. Oh, you can say that.
If you do an internal critique, it's impossible.
let me give you that it's not possible that Muhammad actually doubted.
Okay.
What does Allah tell him to do if he did?
Go to Abdullah ibn Salam.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Can you read? Can you read the verses? Tell me where it says go to Abdullah ibn Salam.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a very simple argument. Logic is arguing that those who read the
I
scriptures.
just want the verse. Read the verse. Read the verse.
Those who read the those who read the scriptures.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, pull up.
So just to be simple, and let's be honest with it. Does the verse say, if you're in doubt, go to Abdullah ibn Salam?
We're not Quranists.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that though.
So because our early exegetical work clarifies what is meant in that verse.
Do you love the Quran?
Not just the Quran. I love the Quran and the Sunnah and the statements of the Salaf.
Do you cherish it?
Now logic, because
No, seriously, do you cherish the Quran? Do you revere it?
of course, but
So
you
would
let me land my point.
I just want to, because I'm on my point. You would never add. You love the Quran, you cherish it, you revere it. So you would never add to it, right?
But we're not Quranists.
Would you add to the Quran?
What do you mean by that? Clarify. What
Would
you
you
mean by
ever say something that the Quran doesn't say?
that. Yes, we
Bro just said, I love the Quran, then turned around and threw it under the bus and hit reverse.
Yes.
Can you let me land my point? We derive jurisprudence matters from outside the Quran as well as the Quran. The Quran is not the only thing that's authoritative upon us. We're not Quranists, which means that when we have the Quran and the Sunnah and the statements of the Salaf, all three are going to be binding upon us. Not just one second logic. And because logic is doing an internal critique, unfortunately, he's going to have to go out with my paradigm, which includes our early exegetical work, which includes our narration. So now logic, because our early exegetical work includes these people as those who read the scriptures, because you're doing an internal critique, you have to grant it to me, unless you don't want to grant it.
Well, no, I don't have to grant you your position because
It's
your
an internal
conclusion is
critique,
wrong.
you have to.
Well, I'm giving you the Quran, but you don't like the Quran.
No, but you give me just the Quran.
Let me finish, please.
Okay.
Okay. So you're saying that according to the interpretation of the verse, that it mentions a narration where Muhammad goes to a former Jew and asks, "Am I in your scriptures?"
No,
or a former Christian, "Am I in your scriptures?" Right?
No.
Oh, so does Ibn Kathir say, really those who are reading the scripture before him are specifically Abdullah Salam? Does he say that?
Yes.
Okay, you show me that?
Yeah, of course.
So guys, pay attention to the point. No.
This
Pay
is the
attention to the point. The point is that he's saying that according to the verse, those who've been reading the scripture before you, it's not talking about in general the people of the book as a whole. It's specifically talking about Abdullah Salam.
No, it's impossible.
That's what he's saying.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. So he's wrong?
I'm not saying he's wrong. That's his opinion. He's entitled to.
Is his
But what
opinion
I'm saying is,
is his opinion
do you
correct?
want to? Why you? It's like yes or no.
'Cause
Why?
it is.
No, it's not. It's not. God talking to everybody because
Yes.
the law of Moses.
I agree.
The law of Moses.
We
The law of
agree.
Moses is specific for the Jew, while the Quran
We agree.
confirm it and suppress the Bible with a law to legislation
We
for
agree.
all
Yeah,
mankind.
we agree.
Yeah,
But- so
agree.
you're on my side. We're against him.
I don't know why he's specific only for.
I don't know either. I don't know
And this, you are right.
Thank you so much, Shadi.
Bro is so cooked, Even his own people are arguing for God logic.
Because the Jew at the time of the prophet, they were in the Medina waiting for the coming of the new prophet, and this is what it is. And the prophet, when he comes, the Jew, they were the first one who turned against him. This is why he expels them after they try to assassinate him.
Y'all out here cooking, man.
Yahya,
I can pull it up too, but I'll have the
not
abridged version
Mushrikin.
though.
Yeah, sure. I have an Arabic. Do you mind if I just
Yeah.
read Arabic quickly? قال أبو جعفر يقول تعالى ذكروا للنبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم كنت يا محمد في شك من حقيقة.
You gotta translate.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. No.
1094.
Yeah, so
Kathir.
فاسأل الذين يقرؤون الكتاب من قبلك, ask those who read the scriptures before you, من أهل التوراة والإنجيل كعبد الله بن سلام, from the people of the Torah and the Injil, like Abdullah bin Salam.
Wait, pause there.
Yeah.
So like Abdullah, what's his name?
Abdullah bin Salam.
Salam. Can I just call him
Abdullah bin Salam?
Abdullah bin Salam. Thank you, guys. So like Abdullah bin Salam.
Correct.
So he's just an example of what this looks like.
Right.
So he's talking in general. Ask those who've been reading the scripture before you, and like he did with Abdullah ibn Salam.
Yeah, because he recognized
So
the Prophet of Muhammad.
I got you. So he's an example of this coming into fruition.
Yeah, because
So
he fits the criteria.
I get you, but so the point is that the verse is referring to the people of the book in general. Abdullah bin Salam is an example of this happening.
Why is he an example, Logic?
Because it happened in real time.
No, he's an example because he matches the criteria of those that can be referred to find the Prophet of Muhammad in the scriptures.
Why? Because he was the people of the book.
No.
Yes.
Logic. Not every person of the people of the book will recognize Muhammad in the scriptures.
Hold on.
However,
I know.
only those who reverted will recognize Muhammad in the
I
scriptures.
got you, but you're missing my point. My point is that the reason why Abdullah bin Salam matches the criteria of someone he can go ask is because he's of the people of the book.
I'm not granting that as the only criteria. I'm saying there's another qualifier on top.
Okay.
The other qualifier
Brother.
is that they have to recognize Muhammad in the scriptures.
Okay, where do you get the
Can I explain him? Can I explain him?
No,
What he's saying. What he's saying.
I know
What he's saying.
I know what he's saying.
What he's saying. Shut up! What he's saying.
I know what he's saying.
Muhammad bin Salam, he applies the criteria and accepted.
I know.
So it's like the Jew who apply and accept that the prophet criteria is the prophet of God.
I got you.
Okay.
So can you say it's reasonable that it's referring to the people of the book in general, and the people who took this seriously, they would end up believing Muhammad's a prophet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
so it's referring to the people of the book in general, and when the people of the book in general check their scriptures affirm and verify Muhammad's a prophet.
Correct.
Okay, if the scriptures doesn't affirm that Muhammad's a prophet, they can judge that Muhammad's a false prophet, right?
Sure.
So what's the judge of Muhammad's prophethood? Is it the Quran or the previous scriptures?
It depends on who you're speaking to.
No.
I don't know what this young man is blubbing about. He is making shit up.
Please, you gotta let me know my points, right? If you're referring to someone who's the only binding scripture upon them is going to be the biblical narrative, then sure, we can go there. However, generally speaking, we can affirm Muhammad's prophethood without needing to appeal to the Bible. We don't need to appeal to the Bible.
I didn't ask that. I know that you have your ways of that you believe in Muhammad outside the Bible.
Sure.
But specifically, the Quran points to the Bible as a proof for Muhammad's prophethood.
Sure.
So,
does that entail an absolute confirmation?
Of course it does. So,
Okay.
so why is everybody jumping in? He's doing good. Guys, this brother's doing good. All right, he's in the. He can do it. All right. So with this being said, right? When it says, go to the people of the book, right? Who can read the scripture before you.
Yeah.
If you are in doubt, right?
Correct.
So basically, the verifier of Muhammad's prophethood and the Quran is the old scriptures. It means that it's the old scriptures that's the judge on whether the Quran is true, right?
Judge if Muhammad is a true prophet according to the Jews and the Christians, yes.
No, not according to Jews and Christians.
Bind the scripture
All right,
upon them.
we'll do this again. It said, if you're in doubt about that which we have revealed to you, which is the Quran, right? Okay. If you're in doubt about the Quran, then go check the scriptures.
Sure.
Right? So if Muhammad goes and checks the scriptures, he sees that he lines up with it, he'll know that the Quran is good, and he has no reason to doubt, right?
Sure.
Okay.
But it's impossible for him to be done in the first
No worries. Just going with the hypothetical.
But that's literally
I got you.
important to the premise.
I don't think so. We're going with the hypothetical.
Okay.
Look, it's not Allah gave this hypothetical, not me.
Sure.
All right? So I'm going with what Allah gave us. Okay? So Allah gave us a hypothetical. If Muhammad's in doubt, go check the previous scriptures.
Sure.
So Muhammad can go check the previous scriptures, find himself in there,
Correct.
and he'll know that he has no reason to doubt the Quran, right?
That's impossible hypothetical, but yeah, sure.
But yes, okay.
Impossible hypothetical, yeah.
Now, if Muhammad goes to the previous scriptures and finds out he's not in line with them, then he'll know that the Quran is false and he has good reason to doubt the Quran, right?
Sure.
Okay, so then therefore the judge of truth, according to this scenario, is it the Quran or is it the previous
Specifically
scriptures?
the prophetic messages in the Bible. So whatever prophesied about Muhammad. If it's there, then yes.
Okay, so if it's there, then it's good. Then the Quran's good. If it's not there, the Quran's false.
Sure. Yeah,
so it's the Bible that's the judge over the Quran, right?
Yeah. So if the Bible doesn't prophesy Muhammad, Islam is false.
Good.
Sure.
So then the judge is the Bible.
In the sense that the prophetic message, not the entire Bible. You're missing it. No. I'm not. Once again, let me clarify. I'm not granting that because the prophetic material is in the Bible, that this must mean that we must holistically confirm the scriptures. I'm saying that we specifically appeal to the prophetic elements found in the biblical scriptures.
Okay.
Not everything.
Okay, sure. All right, no worries. Okay, so this is what I need you to do, okay? So we agreed that according to Muhammad's prophethood, right, that it's the Bible that's the judge on whether Muhammad's a true or false prophet. It's not the Quran.
To those binding upon them.
The sign of the Prophet Muhammad.
And there you have it. One debate, one chef hat, and a whole lot of bayyinatun. Now, as promised, here are 3 takeaways from this fiery exchange. 1. The Injeel ain't lost. Both sides agreed the Injeel was the message Jesus preached and is preserved in the New Testament. That's a big deal. 2. Words matter. The debate over bayyinatun shows how a single Arabic word can shift an entire theology. Evidence or clarification? Be the judge. 3. Quran points to the people of the book. Surah 10 verse 94 doesn't tell Muhammad to correct the Torah and Injeel. It tells him to consult them. That's a huge blow to the corruption narrative of Muslims. This is it, guys. If you enjoyed this, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more sharp content. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and stay grounded in truth.